If you could have an extra 20 hours a month to work on your business for only 60 bucks, would you take this deal? Now, this is a common sense question that I think we all know the answer to, but in today's video, I'm going to be discussing how I use virtual assistants really help me scale my business, what tasks I delegate to them, and more importantly, how I decide on these tasks since my business and jobs are always evolving. Now, before I hired my first person, I had all of these assumptions that I had to be making all of this money before it would be worth my time to do this. But I think you're going to see by the end of the video that this is just not the case. What's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for your time. It is the most valuable thing that we have. And today I'm going to be showing you how to get more of your time back. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see people making when I'm talking to people, and that I was guilty of making for the longest time, was just not hiring someone to do these small mundane tasks that you see throughout the course of your day. Now, when I first started working for myself, that first year back in 2017 was probably one of the most frustrating points in my entire life. I was setting these weekly goals, and when the week ended and I was analyzing to see how far I came, I wasn't even close to accomplishing it. And so when I was analyzing my tasks, I was seeing that I was not accomplishing even a fraction of what I was supposed to do. And that's because I had all of these small tasks that were taking up my time. And just because they're small doesn't mean that they're not important. These had to be done. But what was happening here was I had built myself a work prison. So I was working 12 to 15 hours a day, and more or less busy work. I wasn't accomplishing anything. And if I were to take a step back, everything was going to come crumbling down. So this is a terrible spot to be. And I was in it, and I see some people that currently are. So hopefully this can help you out. Now, what I do want to say is this is not a video talking exactly about the hiring process or where I find or what methods I really use to find these workers. Really quickly, I do use onlinejobs.ph to find my employees, and I do have an affiliate for them in the description below. So if you do want to support this channel, feel free to use that link. And if I do see that you use it, you can take up a 30-minute call with me, which I usually charge for. But let's say you don't even want to do that. I give out a 1-hour call to someone who likes and comments on every single video. And I'm going to give out 2 calls this video. Either one of you 2 people reach out to me on social media. I would love to set something up. Now, I want to talk about some tasks that I actually assigned to my virtual assistants today. And here's the thing, okay? I want you to take away the theory from this, because when I was in accounting class, I remember my professor would always say, Kris, there's so many different types of accounting out there, but what I want you to know is the theory. And this can be the same way for this. You could be a woodworker or a dog photographer, but the theory will be the same. I guarantee that there will be something in that job or whatever job that you're currently doing. You might be a musician or whatever it is that you do, that you can outsource a fraction of that to help you focus on more important things. So that's why I'm going to be sharing to you my tasks. Now, I do have 2 people on my team, and these 2 people, there's usually some kind of underlying big project that goes on. So these bigger projects are, they're always going to be doing, 2 to 3 hours a day. But then there are just some tasks that pop up that no matter what, they have to do. And so task number 1 for that was I have these 2 accounts that we need to fill out forms for. And these 2 accounts, it's quite a bit of paperwork, and it would probably take about 45 minutes to an hour. So I decided I'm going to forward this over to my VA. I told him, hey, this needs done by tomorrow. You have all my information, fill it out, send it back to me. So that alone right there saved me 1 hour today, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it gets better. So another task that kind of popped up was there's a trade show coming up. It's a very large trade show, the ASD, and there's hundreds and hundreds of suppliers. And it can get kind of overwhelming with, okay, where do you want to go? What routes do you want to stop at, etc. So what I had him do was I had him vet the suppliers based on criteria I gave him. And he made an Excel sheet with all their information. So it came out to be about 120 out of the 700, 800 suppliers that were going to be at this trade show. So that alone, it took about 2 to 3 days, and it was about 2 to 3 hours per day. Now that alone saved me about 6 to 8 hours in total. And the last thing I had him do, which took another 2 days, about 2 to 3 hours a day, was sending out emails. What an email template I sent to set up appointments. And I knew that all these suppliers weren't going to respond to the email, but I knew that once the emails were sent, the people that do respond, I can handle it from there. That was probably another 4 to 6 hours in total that I saved this week. So this week alone, not counting the product research and other larger projects I have these VAs doing, I have saved, at least 10 to 12 hours of just things that popped up, right? And it's kind of like a game. The more you practice doing it, the better you get at it. The more you get in the habit of thinking, what can I outsource? The better you will become. And maybe you're a natural at it. Maybe you will be able to do this right away to outsource things. But it took me a while to get to the point where just something would come my way and I could just think, okay, I need to send this over to my virtual assistant right now. And this could be even said about 9 to 5s. Now, this may vary among career and different types of jobs. But in my last job, in my personal experience, my last corporate job I worked in the purchasing department for a hospital, and I had to make sure several hospitals, heart surgery departments had the right product going into heart surgery. And I was behind a computer all day, and just thinking back on that job, I know for a fact there were 2, 3, maybe 4 small aspects of that job I probably could have outsourced. And, it may not sound like a lot, but that my employer saw and that made them think, wow, this guy is absolutely crushing it. Let's give him a pay raise or a pay bump. I'm not saying that I wanted that, but it could have led to that. So I'm going to go ahead and close out here with, what are you guys currently wanting to outsource? Let me know in the description below. This was a shorter video, but I thought it was just something that needed to be said. Kind of a fun topic. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will definitely see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Hey everyone, I just launched a Discord group, which is in the description below, so feel free to join that. I also have a Facebook group, very active, tons of awesome people in there, so definitely check that out. And lastly, be sure to like and subscribe if you found any value in this video. All right guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.